So, with this incredibly powerful mission, the very first IR thinkers came up with a deeply optimistic solution. They weren't just trying to manage conflict or put a band-aid on it, they were genuinely searching for a permanent cure for what they saw as the disease of war.
This first big idea, it was later called utopian liberalism. It was championed by leaders like U.S. President Woodrow Wilson. And the plan was, for its time, pretty radical. It was a three-step process. First, get nations to actually cooperate with each other. Second, build a system of international law that everyone respects. And third, create global organizations, like the League of Nations, to solve problems peacefully. They really, truly believed this could engineer a lasting peace.
It was a beautiful, hopeful idea. It really was. But as the 1930s rolled in, and you see the rise of new aggressive powers, and the world just starts spiraling towards another massive war, a really harsh question popped up. Could all this optimism possibly survive reality?
And not question, well, it sparked the first great debate in international relations. This was a fundamental, no-holds-barred clash of worldviews that would end up shaping the entire field for decades to come.
So on one side, you've got liberalism. Let's call it the idealist view, believing in cooperation and human progress. But on the other side, a brand new theory showed up, realism, the pragmatist. And the realists basically argued that the liberals were being naive. They said, look, the world is fundamentally anarchic. Now that doesn't mean total chaos. It just means there's no world government, no global 911 to call to enforce the rules. And in that kind of system, it's all about a constant struggle for power. And conflict isn't just some tragic accident, it's inevitable.
And in that first great debate, realism's stark, power-focused view pretty much won. It just seemed to do a better job of explaining the harsh realities of World War II and the Cold War that followed. It became the dominant way of thinking about international relations for a long, long time.
Okay, so why does a debate from the 1930s still matter to us today? Well, because these two core ideas, this tension between cooperation and conflict, are still the fundamental building blocks we use to make sense of everything happening right now, from trade deals to global conflicts.
Of course, the world has gotten way more complex, and IR has had to evolve right along with it. The field now looks far beyond just war and peace between states. It's got to tackle global economics, the massive influence of groups that aren't countries at all, like NGOs and terrorist groups, and it even digs into how our very ideas and identities can shape global politics.
So here's the crucial point to take away from all this. International relations doesn't give us one single correct answer. It's not a magic formula. Instead, what it does is give us a toolkit. It provides these different lenses like liberalism, realism, and a bunch of others that we can use to analyze and try to make sense of our incredibly complicated, interconnected world.
So, I'm going to leave you with this question. When you look at the world today, when you see the headlines, the conflicts, the alliances, what do you see? Is the world defined by the potential for cooperation, or is it all just an inevitable struggle for power? Because the lens you choose, it doesn't just change how you see the world, it changes what you think is possible.